अभी देखो. Yes, good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning, sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
sir.
Good morning. So today's practical number 3 from microbiology, paper 1. As you can read out, the aim of the experiment is to determine the MIC, which stands for minimum inhibitory concentration of sugar for yeast growth. Now, this is one of the interesting practical, and here you have to apply something which you have learned in the last two practicals. In the last two practicals, sir has already given you the overall idea about how to conduct practicals in microbiology. What are the basic precautions one must take to carry out the microbiology experiments? Apart from that, how to prepare the media for study of different types of microorganisms like bacteria or fungi. So all those precautions, all those instructions, when you are following, when you are applying, definitely you are going to get good results in terms of growth of microorganisms, which you can study separately under the microscope. But here is a practical where you are not interested in the growth of microorganisms. In fact, you want to inhibit the growth of microorganisms. In the last practical, if you remember, aeromicroflora, you took the petri dishes filled with culture media, and then those particular petri plates were exposed to different places where you want to study the aeromicroflora from. So it can be roadside, it can be your kitchen, it can be the classroom, it can be anywhere. You just need to expose those particular media plates, and later on, you'll have to grow those microorganisms for specific temperature, for specific time period, and you'll get colonies of fungi, colonies of bacteria, and then you quantify how many colonies are there. Then you can also write the characteristics, qualitative characteristics of those colonies, etc. Further, you may isolate a specific type of microorganism. Now that is about study of aeromicroflora. But in today's practical, as I said, we are not interested in the growth of microorganisms. In fact, we want to inhibit the growth of microorganism. So how to inhibit the growth of microorganism, that we have to find out. And for that, you have to find out the MIC, that is minimum inhibitory concentration. We are going to use yeast as a microorganism and sugar as a solute in order to prevent the growth of microorganism. Now, before I begin with the actual requirements and the basic principle of this particular practical, I'll just want to revise certain points how to control the growth of microorganisms. Now, as far as microorganisms are concerned, we can kill microorganisms various ways. Can you suggest me any particular method by which we can kill microorganisms. In fact, certain methods we have already covered in the last two practicals. How can we control the microorganisms? And in fact, we are already dealing with microorganisms for last 1.5 years. Virus is also a microorganism. Yes. Hello, students. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I said virus is also a microorganism. How you are controlling that microorganism? You're taking all the precautions. You're putting so much of sanitizer. You're washing your hands. You're wiping out the surfaces. What exactly are you doing? You're controlling the microorganism. So, what is a sanitizer, by the way? Yes. This word, sir, has used so many times during the last two practicals.
Alcohol.
Yes, it is basically alcohol. All the different kind of alcohols can be used. Anything else we can use apart from alcohol? Soaps, detergents, for wiping out the surfaces. That is called as sterilization, surface sterilization. You're washing your hands. We are washing our clothes. So you are adding the detergents to that also. All the kind of utensils we are using in the kitchen, they all are washed by using different kind of washing soaps. So what exactly are we doing there is nothing but sterilization. But apart from that, the food which we are preparing, that food also being prepared, and that is also kind of a sterilization. So what we are using is basically heat. We are preferring the freshly prepared food which is warm. If it is not warm, we use microwave. So we see to it that it is free from any microorganism. So we are avoiding the street food for the same purpose if it is not hygienic. Okay. So these are the words we are, very familiar with nowadays. Sterilization is nothing but killing unwanted microorganisms. Unwanted means those who are pathogenic. Of course, there are organisms which are helpful to you, but then we cannot differentiate with naked eyes, and that's best way is basically to sterilize everything. So alcohol, soaps, detergents, use of heat, everything is basically done in order to sterilize the surface or sterilize the contents. We cannot add alcohol to the food which we are preparing. Yeah, people are drinking alcohol, that is a different issue. But then obviously we cannot use each and everything what we are using for surface sterilization in the food. So as far as food is concerned, we have to add those particular substances which are consumable by us. And one we are going to use out of them is sugar. Another one is salt. Another one is vinegar. Another one is, say, Alcohol also we can use little bit. So sugar, salt, vinegar, or alcohol, all these, even oil, can also be utilized in order to inhibit the growth of microorganisms. Now, is it something which we are doing it first time? The answer is absolutely no. We have been doing this since ancient times. Biotechnology may be the word we are using since last century, but biotechnology is something which we are following since ages. If you take a close view of your own kitchen, you'll get plenty of examples and the techniques which we are following in microbiology or biotechnology in general. The principles remain same. The only thing is the technique varies. Maybe the techniques are a bit more sophisticated. But yes, the basic principles remain the same. Why our mothers wipe out the kitchen platforms every now and then? Why we I mean the mothers would scream at you sometimes when you have not washed your hands properly and directly touching to the food. The basic principle is same. It is simply the case of sterilization. Maybe your grandmother was not aware of the microorganisms, but she knows that if your hands are not properly washed and then you are directly touching the food material, there is every chance that you'll fall sick. She was not aware of microorganism, but still she knows. So that is the basic principle of your microbiology: sterilization, washing your hands. So in order to control the growth of microorganisms in certain food which we are storing, we are basically following the principle of microbiology. Now, what is that principle? We cannot add the alcohol, soaps, or detergents for microorganisms present in the food material which we have prepared, but we can definitely add certain constituents in excess so that the growth of those microorganisms would be inhibited. So obviously those particular substances are palatable. That means we can consume. And as I said, sugar, salt, oil, they qualify for all these particular substances. Now the question arises then how these particular solutes or food substances would kill the microorganisms. Yes, they will kill the microorganisms with a simple principle which we have learned earlier in physiology, and that is called osmosis. What is osmosis? In fact, we have discussed this osmosis part related to stomata as well, for opening and closing of stomata. What is osmosis?
Um, Removing water from higher concentration to the lower
Mhm.
concentration.
Okay. So water is a solute or solvent?
Solvent.
It is a solvent.
Solvent.
Yes. In a solution, solvent is, say, water. Solute is any substance which you are adding to that solvent, say salt, sugar, anything. And that is how the solution is made. But when you take two different solutions of different concentration and there is a membrane in between which is called as semi permeable membrane, then what happens? When there is a
So,
yeah, टेल मी. यस.
yes sir, जो means उनको जरूरत होगी वही उसको ही allow करेंगे means.
Okay. Yeah. In fact, we have discussed this part. There are 4 different types of membranes. Permeable membrane, which allows both solvent as well as solute. Impermeable membrane, which does not allow both. Third membrane is a semi-permeable membrane, which allows only solvent but no solute. And then last is selectively permeable membrane, which allows solvent but at the same time few specific solutes. So when I take a semi-permeable membrane and try to separate two different varying concentration, what will happen? The osmosis will take place, which is a special type of diffusion. Osmosis is nothing but a special type of diffusion in which the solvent moves from its higher concentration to its lower concentration. It is only solvent which is moving from its higher concentration to its lower concentration via semi permeable membrane. Via semi permeable membrane, that is called as osmosis. So the best known solvent in the living system is water. So it is the water which is moving from its higher concentration to its lower concentration. So just imagine if I take a living cell. Now this is a living cell, and now this particular living cell, this is a nucleus surrounded by cytoplasm, and there is a plasma membrane. Okay? Now this particular living cell, I'm keeping in a solution whose concentration is more than the concentration of cell sap. Okay? So such a solution with respect to the concentration of the cell sap, which is higher, is known as, what kind of solution is this? Higher concentration, I said. It is called as hypertonic solution. I repeat what I said. I have taken a cell, living cell, irrespective plant or animal cell, but now this living cell I have placed into a solution whose concentration is more than the concentration of cell sap. Such solutions are referred to as hypertonic solutions. Exactly opposite, if the concentration is less than cell sap, it is called as hypotonic
Hypotonic.
solution. Very good. And if the concentration is exactly same, outside and inside concentration, then it is called as,
Isotonic.
very
Isotonic
good,
solution.
isotonic solutions. Okay? So if I place a living cell into a hypertonic solution, what will happen? हाइपरटोनिक सोल्यूशन है, इसका मतलब क्या होगा? सोल्यूट ज्यादा है, पानी कम है. अंदर का जो सेल है विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इज हाइपोटोनिक, इजंट इट? Cells have concentration, solutes are less, water is more. So now tell me how the movement will take place, from outside to inside or inside to outside. This is hypertonic. So obviously this is hypotonic na, with respect to this outside concentration. Yes.
Inside to outside, sir.
इनसाइड टू आउटसाइड, यस ऑब्वियसली, क्योंकि अंदर पानी ज्यादा है. See, if we compare these two concentration, outside concentration is more, where there is more solute, less water. Inside, there is more water, less solute. That's why it is hypotonic. So, in such a scenario, the movement of water will take place from its higher concentration to its lower concentration till the equilibrium reaches. यानी जब तक दोनों का concentration सेम नहीं होता तब तक ये movement चालू रहेगा, and this particular movement is referred to as exoosmosis. Exo is outside. This is exoosmosis which is taking place. ठीक है? Now, if I keep on increasing this concentration, hypertonic, more, what will happen? More and more water will come out. More and more water will come out. But if more and more water will come out, what will happen? At a particular point, at a particular concentration, this cell, this living cell would be completely dehydrated. Loss of water is dehydration. So this particular cell would be completely dehydrated and obviously it would be killed.
Yes, sir.
I hope you are understanding.
Yes, sir.
And now the same principle we are going to apply for killing the microorganism. Killing the microorganism in your food items which you are storing. Can you give me quickly any such example where you are adding specific substances like sugar, salt, oil, etc. in order to store the food items for a comparatively long period of time, maybe for a year?
Pickles.
Yes,
Pickles, sir.
we can make a list of all such products. Pickles, then jams, anything else? Pickles, jams, anything else? So all the variety of pickles which we are making, what are we adding into that in order to kill the microorganisms?
Oil.
Yes, we are putting a lot of oil. We are also putting little bit of more of salts.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and then we prepare jams. We also prepare the murabbas, isn't it? So in that we put a lot of sugar. Even when we are storing the food grains, we are not adding any salt or sugar into it, but we are following the same principle, dehydration. And this dehydration you can achieve by even sun drying. When you
Yes,
are
sir.
when you are keeping your grains into direct sunlight for 1 or 2 days, whatever kind of insect pest would be there, they are killed, number one. And whatever is extra moisture present, because moisture is the key. If the moisture would remain, obviously there would be the you can say the multiplication of microorganisms would take place. If there is no uh, if there is no moisture, obviously there are no microorganisms. So sun drying is also achieved by simply sun drying is basically done in order to achieve the dehydration, but at the same time you can achieve the similar kind of effect by adding excess of these food substances like sugar, salt, oil, etc. So making of pickles, jams and other food stuff for for storage purpose. They are basically following this basic principle of dehydration, and this dehydration is achieved by exosmosis, by increasing the concentration of the outside medium automatically the dehydration takes place. आपने ये भी देखा होगा कि पिकल बनाने से पहले जो अनराइप मैंगो कैरी हम लोग लेते हैं, उसको काट के उसको हल्दी और नमक लगा के सूखने के लिए रख देते हैं. अगेन द प्रिंसिपल इज सेम. शुगर, सॉरी नॉट शुगर, सॉल्ट हम लोग लगाते हैं. तो सॉल्ट लगाने से क्या होगा, अंदर का पानी जो है वो खींच लेगा. और हल्दी लगाते हैं क्योंकि हल्दी वैसे भी इट इज मेडिसिनली यूज, सो इट इज एंटी माइक्रोबियल ऑल्सो. तो जब हम लोग सुखाने के लिए रखते हैं, so microorganism may grow on that, and that's why you are putting little bit of haldi and we are directly putting it into sunlight. So we are trying to achieve all these basic principles by removing the water. So once the water is removed, automatically there is no growth of microorganism. So this is the basic principle even for today's practical. But here we are trying to acha, when we are making pickles, when we are making jams, especially it is done under the supervision of elders. जैसे घर के जो सबसे बड़ी होती है दादी नानी, उसके सुपरविजन में मम्मी या आपकी आंटी ऐसा कोई ये काम करता है. So she will keep on asking कि how much to be added, and the dadi being the expert will give the instructions कि हाँ अभी इतना थोड़ा सा और, हाँ थोड़ा सा और. That is how it is done. We don't have a perfect measurement. जैसे खाना बनाते वक्त नमक डाला जाता है, there is no specifications like 1 mg 2 mg 10 mg इतना. It is like स्वाद के अनुसार. But here it is not swad about pickles and jams. It is about कि how much is required in order to prevent the growth of microorganism. आपने ये भी देखा होगा कि घर में जो पिकल बना के जार में रख देते हैं, पिकल हमेशा उस बड़े जार में रहेगा, वहां से वो एक बड़े से छोटे जार में ट्रांसफर होगा. डायरेक्टली आप खाना खाते वक्त वो बड़े जार से नहीं लोगे. उसका रीजन होता है, वो जितना बार आप जार खोलोगे बड़ा जार, उतना चांसेस ऑफ इन्फेक्शन आर मोर. सो आपको अगर पता है कि वो जार्स भी स्पेशल टाइप के होते थे, जैसे चाइना, क्या व्हाट यू कॉल, चाइना क्ले, इजंट इट. और उसका जो ढक्कन होता था उसमें भी कुछ क्लॉथ बांध के रखते थे और उसको फिक्स किया जाता था. आई स्टिल हैव दोज वंडरफुल मेमोरीज ऑफ चाइल्डहुड वेयर दैट वो जार इज टू बी टेकन, पहले लेके उसको किसी कपड़े के ऊपर रोल किया जाता था. अभी ये रोल क्यों किया जाता था उस वक्त हमको नहीं पता था, लेकिन वी यूज्ड टू फॉलो इट. बट नाउ वी अंडरस्टैंड कि फॉर यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ऑयल सॉल्ट विच इज एडेड, दैट रोलिंग वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फिर एक छोटा वेसल लेके उसमें वो पिकल विथ अ क्लीन चम्मच और बड़ा चम्मच लेके उसमें से निकाल के इसमें लेते थे, और वंस अगेन वी यूज्ड टू फिक्स दैट पर्टिकुलर स्टॉपर, फिर लगा के उसको छोड़ देते थे. और फिर वो पिकल में से फिर आपके हिस्से में वो पिकल आता था. लेकिन डायरेक्टली किसी ने भी वो बड़े जार को हाथ नहीं लगाना है. द रीजन इज आप उसको जितना ज्यादा खोलोगे, कंटेमिनेशन का चांसेस उतना ज्यादा होगा. ठीक है. फिर सेकेंड, उसको हमेशा लेते वक्त आपको वो रोलिंग करना है ताकि वो यूनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो. अगर सिर्फ ऊपर ऊपर पिकल्स यानी ऊपर रह गया और ऑयल सब नीचे चला गया, तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या होगा, उसको जो ऊपर का जो लेयर है उसको ऑयल नहीं मिलेगा और ऑटोमेटिकली उसको इन्फेक्शन होने का चांसेस ज़्यादा है, और इसीलिए वो रोलिंग इम्पॉर्टेंट है। अच्छा, वी आर नॉट एडिंग ओनली oil and salt, we are also adding n number of medicinally important herbs into it, या सीड्स डालते थे, जैसे वी कुड हैव एडेड धनिया का पाउडर डालते थे, या और क्या डालते हैं, मोहरी डालते हैं, सो मस्टर्ड सीड्स, ऑल दीज काइंड ऑफ हर्ब्स। इवन कुछ लोग ये भी डालते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, सौंफ डालते हैं। So all these things are added in order to get the specific flavors. Now, what we were doing earlier at the domestic level, now it has got a term. For the last few decades, it has been referred to as post-harvest technology. Now, this is a scientific term which is used for all these operations which we are doing. But now these operations are done at the level of factories, where the product is processed more scientifically and on the larger scale in order to get the specific products. Now, pickles and jams are made into factories where the harvest, what is the harvest? Where anything you get from the plant is your harvest. If that harvest is utilized then and then only, there is no problem. But if your harvest is comparatively very huge, you need to store that harvest. Okay. And the biggest problem with the storage of harvest are the pests, different types of pests. So it includes all the bacteria, all the viruses, the insect pest, etc. Anything, the fungi, everything. So all these are going to spoil your harvest, which you have stored. So the best way is to process that harvest with usage of some technology, and that is why it is called as post harvest. Harvest लेने के बाद वाला जो technology है, that is called as post harvest technology, where your harvest is converted into some or the other product. So you can make pickles of almost everything. पिकल मसाला जो है अवेलेबल है, उससे आप किसी भी, अभी ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ आम का अचार होता है, there are so many different types of vegetables also which can be converted into pickles. तो जैसे जैक फ्रूट का भी पिकल बनता है, जो जो रॉ हल्दी होती है उसका भी पिकल बनता है, मिर्ची का भी पिकल बनता है, so you name it and the pickle is available. ठीक है, so pickling is a one of the method of post harvest technology. Similarly, making of jams, making of sharbat, squashes, that is also a type of post harvest technology. So in all those post harvest technology procedures, your basic aim is to kill the microorganism. So once you kill that microorganism, automatically your product will be stored for longer period of time. But then the question arises, how much to be added? जैसे मैंने बोला कि घर में दादी या नानी बोलती थी कि इतना ऐड करो, इतना स्पून ऐड करो, इतना ऑयल ऐड करो. Now that was with experience. Okay, but at the factory level we cannot add spoon wise or something like that. There you have to specify how much quantity. इतना प्रोड्यूस है, इतना हार्वेस्ट है, इसके लिए इतना ऑयल लगेगा, इतना शुगर लगेगा, because we have to be cost effective also. So we have to find out which method is better. When you go to the industries, that is the first thing you have to learn, cost effectiveness. आपको प्रोडक्ट बनाना है, आपका रॉ मटेरियल रेडी है, लेकिन कौन सा प्रोसेस आप लोगे तो आपको कम समय लगेगा और कम पैसा लगेगा. दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, because you are not doing achar for 1 or 2 kg, you are doing it hundreds of kg, and in that case you'll have to find out specification कितना ऐड करना है. So this practical is all about the same. What you are doing is you are finding out MIC, that is minimum inhibitory concentration. अच्छा, अगर मैं 5 चम्मच ऑयल डालूं या सॉल्ट डालूं या शुगर डालूं, एनीथिंग यू कंसिडर, and suppose the microorganism do not grow, do I need to add 6 spoon? अगर मुझे कंफर्म पता चल गया कि 5 चम्मच एक पर्टिकुलर सॉल्ट शुगर डालने से माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म का ग्रोथ नहीं होता है, तो विल आई ऐड द 6 स्पून? आई होप यू आर लिसनिंग. अगर मेरा काम 5 चम्मच से हो रहा है तो क्या मैं 6 स्पून ऐड करूंगा क्या? ऑब्वियसली नहीं करूंगा. इतना तो कॉमन सेंस हमारे पास है, इजंट इट? तो मेरे लिए अगर काम 5 स्पून से हो रहा है तो आई विल नॉट ऐड द 6th वन. बट सपोज आई डू फर्दर एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन एंड आई फाइंड आउट कि अरे 4 में भी मेरा काम हो रहा है. 4 स्पून ऑयल, 4 स्पून शुगर या सॉल्ट, वट एवर, अगर मैं उतना ऐड करता हूं तो मेरा काम हो रहा है. काम हो रहा है इनका इसका मतलब है देर इज नो ग्रोथ ऑफ माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म. So what I'm doing here is experimentation to find out at what minimum concentration there is no growth of microorganism. तो मैं उतना ही ऐड करूंगा ना. I
Yes,
hope you are understanding the
yes,
basis.
sir.
So I'm trying to find out how much minimum I can use so that there is inhibition, so that there is a inhibition for the growth of microorganism. तो मैं उतना ही डालूंगा. अगर मैं पिकल बनाते वक्त 2 किलो ऑयल डालूंगा तो शायद देर इज नो ग्रोथ ऑफ माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म, एब्सोल्युटली. बट 2 kg डालने के लिए मुझे मेरा कॉस्ट भी बढ़ेगा, नंबर वन. और कॉस्ट से भी ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है वो पिकल का टेस्ट भी बिगड़ जाएगा पूरा. तो ये भी नहीं होना चाहिए. सो आई हैव टू कंसिडर मेनी फैक्टर्स बिफोर आई ऐड एनी स्पेसिफिक प्रिजर्वेटिव. Now here oil, salt, sugar, they are called as preservative only. Why they are preservative? Because they are preserving the content and they are inhibiting the growth of microorganisms. But then how much preservative to be added? That concentration I have to find out, and that to minimum concentration, and that is called as MIC. So I am doing the experiment in order to find out MIC of sugar for yeast growth. Why yeast? Because yeast is a common microorganism which is growing in the food. And keeping that yeast in mind, अगर yeast आएगा तो अकेला नहीं आएगा. When your food is exposed to the air, अभी लास्ट प्रैक्टिकल में आपने देखा कि हवा में कितने प्रकार के अलग अलग माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं. वो आपको कॉलोनी दिखेगा, उसमें बैक्टीरिया भी है, उसमें फंगस भी है, उसमें कुछ भी हो सकता है. ठीक है. तो ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि सिर्फ यीस्ट होगा, बट वी आर टेकिंग यीस्ट एज अ मॉडल. इट इज अ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म विच वी आर टेकिंग, विच इज इजीली अवेलेबल टू अस, and that's why we have taken. So I have created a background for you, and now from that particular viewpoint look at this particular practical. So aim of the experiment is to determine the MIC, that is minimum inhibitory concentration of a sugar for yeast growth. Okay, so what are your requirements? The first requirement is sterilized test tubes with cotton plug. What is meant by sterilized? Yes, quickly. What
So
is meant
means
by
microbes
sterilized?
free.
Yes, obviously micro free. How to get the sterilized test tube? How to do sterilization of glassware?
So steaming, sir.
Very good. Steam se hoga. And there is some instrument also which is available.
Yes,
Yes,
auto.
very good. Yes, it is called as autoclave. It is nothing but modified pressure cooker where you are putting all your glass waves. जहाँ पे सरफेस स्टरलाइजेशन की जरूरत है, ग्लासवेयर, आपके एप्रन, gloves, whatever, syringes, they all are put into that particular large size pressure cooker in which there is going to be boiling water which will create the steam, and that steam is under pressure. So at a specific temperature, specific pressure, the microorganisms would be killed. If you go to any hospital, you'll find those large autoclaves machines, okay, with cotton plugs, test tube stand, sterilized pipettes of different volume size 1, 5, 10 ml, then sterilized Sabrod's broth. Now, what is Sabrod's broth? Now, when you are growing the microorganism, you require specific type of media, isn't it? Either the media is a solid or it is liquid. Last time we observed there is a PDA. What is PDA media?
Potato.
Potato, dextrose, agar, isn't it? It was solid or liquid? Solid or liquid?
Solid.
It was solid. Why it was solid? Because you added agar agar, isn't it? Agar agar. And that's why initially when you boil it, it is a liquid. But then later on, it will solidify. And we require a solid surface for microorganism to grow. And that's why in the plates, you poured that hot media, and then later on, as the temperature goes down, it will solidify. Okay? So here in this particular experiment, we are using liquid medium. So liquid media are called as broth, and this has been developed by a particular person, Sabrod's. So it is sterilized Sabrod's broth medium, diluent without sugar, yani with sugar and without sugar. That is how we are going to make it. And stock medium with 80% dextrose of sugar. So one is diluent without sugar, but remaining all components would be there. What are the components? We'll see later on. And the stock medium is the one in which sugar is present as a carbon source. Which sugar? Either it is a dextrose sugar or sucrose. Most commonly it is a sucrose with 80% of sucrose. How to make 80% sucrose? How to make 80% sucrose solution?
80 gram of
80 grams of sucrose
sucrose in
in
100 ml of water.
100 ml. Okay, in 100 ml. So you can imagine this is very, very concentrated solution, saturated solution. But then we are using this as a stock, और इस stock को हम लोग dilute करने वाले हैं, and that's why you require diluent, and that diluent is without sugar. यानी उसमें सब कुछ रहेगा लेकिन शुगर नहीं रहेगा. That is your diluent. And stock medium is your stock, जिसको लेके हम लोग concentration बनाएंगे, but उसमें highest concentration of sucrose is 80%. Then you will require yeast culture. Yeast is available in the form of small beads. You'll have to dissolve them and you get the yeast culture. Then autoclave, as we have already mentioned, for sterilization. Oven, क्योंकि ये जो स्टॉक होगा वो बार बार सॉलिडिफाई हो सकता है, तो उसके लिए oven. Spirit lamps are required. Spirit lamps are required, as sir has already briefed you about the precautions and everything to be taken. तो वहाँ पे सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है आपको 2 बर्नर के बीच में काम करना है. ठीक है, अगर आपके पास लैमिनार एयर फ्लो है, इट इज बहुत अच्छे और भी अच्छे, बट अदरवाइज ऑल्सो बिटवीन द 2 बर्नर्स यू कैन सेट अप योर एक्सपेरिमेंट, microbiological setup. So aseptic area is required, which includes 2 burners adjusted with 6 to 8 inches space. That is a basic requirement. Then you require a tripod stand, sterilized platform, that is surface sterilization has to be done, permanent markers in order to write on the test tubes, stickers, matchbox, beaker labeled as a discard, जिसमें आप लोग जो चीज़ें नहीं चाहिए वो डिस्कार्ड करके डाल सकते हो, newspapers for wrapping. After completing your experiment, everything would be wrapped together, thread, cotton, collection tray, incubator. Now incubator is another instrument where specific temperature will be maintained so that you can keep your test tubes after the experiment for a certain period of time, say maybe 1 day or 2 days or maybe more than that as per the requirement. So till that the incubator will be on, always on. It will maintain the temperature. Okay. Now these are the basic requirements. And now coming to the composition of Sabrod's broth. As I told you, broth is a liquid medium. So in this liquid medium, what are the different concentrations? So what is required? Dextrose, glucose, या फिर sucrose, either of them, as we have already mentioned. How much you require? 20 grams. Now this dextrose is basically a source of carbon, sugar. Then second is peptone. Peptone is a source of nitrogen, 10 grams. Final volume is 1000 ml, and the final at 25 degrees centigrade would be maintained as 5.6 to 0.2. That is to be the pH. The pH check you have to do. Diluent broth is without sugar, that is sucrose. यानी कि पेप्टोन आएगा उसमें और वाटर आएगा और पीएच भी सेम रहेगा, बट उसमें सिर्फ ग्लूकोज ऐड नहीं होगा या सुक्रोज ऐड नहीं होगा. एंड द स्टॉक सॉल्यूशन कंटेन्स 80% ऑफ सुक्रोज. ये आपको अलग से बनाना है. Autoclave both the media at 10 pounds per inch square. This is the pressure you have to maintain. Autoclaves, they have all these, nowadays they have become automatic also. You just have to feed the type of, temperature and the pressure required. And obviously you can also set the timing. So 10 pounds per inch square for 15 minutes. That is what you have to maintain and you have to put into the autoclave. Once you do that, your preparations are done. Now we come to, I'll remove this. We come to the basic principle for this experiment. Preservatives like sucrose, salt, potassium metabisulfate, now this is like a chemical salt, are microbiostatic agents. That is, in a way or another interfere with the cellular metabolism. Sucrose, that is sugar, salt, and some chemical preservatives like potassium metabisulfite, these are microbiostatic agents. What does it mean? It means these are the substances which interfere with the cellular metabolism. So we have used sucrose high concentration or oil high concentration or salt high concentration in order to disturb the metabolism. In order to disturb the metabolism. So what disturbance they are doing? As I told you, they are causing exoosmosis. So as a result of this exoosmosis, dehydration takes place. This dehydration will cause the microorganism to die. Okay, so death of microorganisms takes place and ultimately you control the microorganism so that microbes do not proliferate, and thus growth is inhibited and preserve the edible product or material. See, whichever preservative you may take, you may not be able to achieve 100% killing of microorganism. आपने एडवर्टाइजमेंट में भी देखा होगा, डेटॉल भी यूज किया आपने, तो यू कैन नॉट क्लेम दैट आई हैव killed 100% of microorganism. But the thing is, if you consider the whole population of microorganism and you are killing significant population, then whatever is left insignificant population. It may not be that, dangerous to your health. So you cannot claim that out of 100, all 100 microorganisms are killed. There may be one microorganism left here and there. Okay, and that's why आपने देखा होगा कि all soaps and detergents, they are not claiming 100%. They will claim 99.9 or 99%. So this is a basic principle कि you are using sucrose, salt or any other substance as a preservative, and this preservative is going to interfere with the microbial's cell metabolism as a biostatic, microbiostatic agent, and as a result of which the growth of microorganism is prohibited or inhibited, and as a result you can use those substances as a preservative. Even ascorbic acid, high concentration, vitamin C is also used as a preservative. And in a way it is good, because not only it acts as a preservative, but it is also helpful as an antioxidant in the body. So there is a need of number of such preservatives which not only are beneficial to the health, but at the same time they are preventing the growth of microorganisms. So usage of antibiotics is one such, you can say, value addition to our food. Okay, now let us come to the procedure for the experiment. First of all, you have to take 11 test tubes. As we have already mentioned, they must be sterilized, clean test tubes with cotton plugs. With cotton plugs. Okay. This itself is a very important exercise how to handle the test tubes. You need to perform this entire experiment within two burners. Within two burners. And that too, you have to take all the precautions which sir has already told you in the last both practicals, that how to take care of yourself. Of course, apron is compulsory, washing hands is compulsory. Then you should see to it that there is no ring, there is no bracelet, there is no watch in your hand. All those precautions are required. Okay, but apart from that, it requires a skill to handle the test tubes one at a time, in and that too with one hand itself. With one hand itself, you have to handle the test tubes with your 5 fingers. अभी आप बोलोगे सर सबको 5 ही फिंगर होता है. यस, ऋतिक रोशन को एक एक्स्ट्रा है. बट देन अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, you'll have to see to it that how that test tube would be handled properly. That itself is a skill, and that is probably one of the limitation of online practicals, that we cannot make you handle those particular test tubes at present. But as we mentioned, you'll have to get that particular practice. अच्छा, एक हैंड में आपको टेस्ट ट्यूब पकड़ना है, उसका प्लग भी निकालना है, कॉटन प्लग है, एंड देन दूसरे हाथ से आपको ये जो सोल्यूशन है वो भी, जो ब्रॉथ है वो भी पिपेट से इसके अंदर डालना है. एंड दैट इटसेल्फ, एज आई सेड, इज अ स्किल, and that comes only with the practice. So you'll have to prepare 11 test tubes of different grades of sucrose solution. What are the grades? The table will discuss. Out of 11, 8 test tubes are having 10 to 80% of sucrose concentration, and the remaining 3 test tubes are known as controlled. तो 8 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स में 10 से लेके 80% का सुक्रोज सोल्यूशन होगा, और 3 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स आर कंट्रोल्ड. अभी कंट्रोल्ड यानी क्या होगा? फर्स्ट कंट्रोल टेस्ट ट्यूब इज विथ 80% ऑफ सुक्रोज कॉन्सेंट्रेशन, यानी कि सबसे हाईएस्ट, एंड विदाउट यीस्ट इनोक्यूलम, इसमें यीस्ट नहीं होगा. सेकेंड कंट्रोल टेस्ट ट्यूब कंटेन्स डाइल्यूएंट ब्रोथ विदाउट सुक्रोज and yeast culture. How much? 0.1 ml. And the third control TT contains only diluent broth without sucrose. तो ये आपके 3 कंट्रोल्स है. इसके साथ आपको आपके ये जो 8 टेस्ट ट्यूब है वो कंपेयर करने हैं एट द टाइम ऑफ ऑब्जर्विंग द रिजल्ट. ठीक है, अब ये कैसे करना है हम लोग बाद में देखते हैं. Now in all the test tubes, 8 test tubes, you have to add 0.1 ml of yeast culture. Incubate all the test tubes for 2 days, that is 48 hours at 37 degrees centigrade in the incubator. ठीक है. Now I'll show you, अभी ऑब्जर्वेशन बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. I'll show you the table. Okay, now look at this particular table for different grades of sucrose solution. So here it is serial number, percentage of sucrose solution, volume of stock solution, volume of diluent solution, final volume, yeast inoculum, and then lastly observation after 48 hours. तो अभी आपको क्या करना है, जैसे आपने बोला था कि 11 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स आर रिक्वायर्ड, बट आउट ऑफ दोज 11 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स द लास्ट 3 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स आर कंट्रोल. सो फर्स्ट जस्ट डिस्कस फर्स्ट टू 8 टेस्ट ट्यूब. अभी हर एक टेस्ट ट्यूब में आपको सुक्रोज का अलग अलग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन लेना है. जैसे फर्स्ट वन यू आर यूजिंग 10%, तो आपने 10% सुक्रोज सॉल्यूशन लेना है, लेकिन कितना लेना है दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. कितना लेना है, तो आपने ऑलरेडी स्टॉक सॉल्यूशन बना के रखा हुआ है, उसमें से आपको स्पेसिफिक अमाउंट विड्रॉ करना है और उसके साथ आपको फर्स्ट टेस्ट ट्यूब में डाइल्यूएंट सॉल्यूशन जिसमें सुक्रोज नहीं है वो ऐड करना है. अभी यहाँ पे हमने ऑलरेडी वैल्यूज दिए हैं आपको. 1.25 ml and diluent is 8.75, which makes total volume 10 ml. But then how to get this particular concentration, how to get this particular value, उसके लिए एक सिंपल फॉर्मूला इज देयर. जैसे आपने किया है केमिस्ट्री में N1V1 is equal to N2V2. On the same line, this is volume of a stock solution for a grade X. ठीक है, this is your X, ये X बाद में आएगा. is equal to specific grade. अभी ग्रेड कितना चाहिए आपको 10%. फाइनल वॉल्यूम ऑफ द मीडियम कितना चाहिए 10 ml divided by concentration of stock solution 80%. So when you do this particular calculation, it arrives to be 1.25. और आपको फाइनल वॉल्यूम 10 ml चाहिए, तो ऑटोमेटिकली you'll have to add 8.75. So that is how you will prepare all the test tubes. By using this formula, you will prepare all these test tubes. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो 10%, 125, 1.25, 20% is double of that, 2.50, 30%, 3 times of this, 3.75. This is 4 times, this is 5 times, this is 6 times, this is 7 times, and this is 10 times. So यहाँ पे आप देखो, sorry, 8 times, not 10 times. So यहाँ पे आप देखो 80% के लिए स्टॉक सॉल्यूशन 10 है, तो ऑब्वियसली इसमें डाइल्यूएंट नहीं आएगा, 0 आएगा, क्योंकि आपको टोटल वॉल्यूम 10 ml मेंटेन करना है और इन ऑल टेस्ट ट्यूब्स. So that is how you prepare all the test tubes, and in those test tubes you'll have to add yeast. How much? 0.1 ml. ठीक है, उसके बाद कॉटन प्लग वापस से लगा दो, and once you complete that, your test tube stand set is ready. Take that stand and keep it in the incubator for, अच्छा उसमें आप एक काम और भी कर सकते हो. सपोज इंक्यूबेटर में इतना जगह नहीं है, you can take all the test tubes together and you may wrap them. अगर जगह है तो there is no problem, wrap in the newspaper and keep it, but then you'll have to see to it that the test tubes remain intact. अगर वो हिले और लीकेज हो गया then there is a problem. So best way is make some space. एक स्टैंड में 11 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स है. Usually we do it in the group, may not be possible for each and every student, or at least we ask the students to prepare 2 test tubes each. Okay, so अगर 11 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स है तो we might make a group of 5 students, so at least they can make 2 test tubes. And then suppose you are 40, so 8 sets would be there. So 8 sets रखने के लिए आराम से उतना जगह हो जाएगा. Okay, but that is not a big problem. जगह कैसे बनाना है, that is not a big problem. Important is how to do this particular experiment. So एक बार आपका ये सेटअप हो जाएगा, yeast ऐड होगा, incubator में रख दो, but of course you'll have to use the labels, use the permanent markers so that you will write everything. अभी ये जो टेस्ट ट्यूब्स आपने पहले लिए, ये सब काम पहले ही करना है, बाद में नहीं करना है. एक बार हाथ आपके स्टेरलाइज कर लिए, उसके बाद आपको नहीं करना है, उसके पहले ही सब कुछ करना है. सो टेस्ट ट्यूब के ऊपर आप तो एक तो नंबर डाल दो सीधा, या फिर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन लिखना है तो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन लिख दो. बट एनीवे आपका टेबल आपके पास रेडी है तो बेटर यू गो फॉर सीरियल नंबर. सो 1 to 11 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स नंबर लिख दो. एक तो लेबल पे लिखो. लेबल हमेशा जो टेस्ट ट्यूब का जो ऊपर का हिस्सा है वहां पे लगाना चाहिए. यहाँ पर कहीं पर भी नहीं लगाना चाहिए. तो ये टेस्ट ट्यूब का जो कंटेंट है, तो वो बेसिकली क्या होता है कि यहाँ तक कंटेंट है और आप इधर ही लगा देते हो वो उसको लेबल को, देन इट इज रॉन्ग. सो यू शुड सी टू इट दैट द लेबल इज एट द टॉप साइड और वो यूनिफॉर्मली दिखना चाहिए. और 11 देखो, उसको नीटनेस को जो मार्क्स है ना, वो ऐसे डिफाइन नहीं होते हैं. I mean, if I am an examiner, I would prefer all the labels are at the same height. अभी वो exactly मिलीमीटर में नहीं गिनेंगे, but एक लेबल इधर, एक दूसरे का टेस्ट ट्यूब का इधर, तीसरे का कहीं और पे. This should be avoided. This should be avoided. Neatness is something which take you to great places. You never know that. So prepare the test tubes, add the yeast inoculum, and then keep it for the incubation. And after incubation is over, that is after 48 hours. After 48 hours, you'll have to see the results. Observation. After 2 days or 48 hours, all test tubes are observed for growth of yeast in test tubes. In those it was added. तो जिन टेस्ट ट्यूब्स में आपने यीस्ट ऐड किया है, सो आउट ऑफ 11 यू हैव एडेड देम इनटू 9. ये 9 टेस्ट ट्यूब्स में आपने यीस्ट ऐड किया है. टेस्ट ट्यूब नंबर 9 और टेस्ट ट्यूब नंबर 10 में आपने यीस्ट ऐड नहीं किया है, तो 101% यहाँ पे ग्रोथ नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर ग्रोथ आ गया तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? अच्छा, ग्रोथ है या नहीं ये कैसे कंफर्म करेंगे? जहां पर ग्रोथ है टेस्ट ट्यूब में, वो जो मीडियम है, जो ब्रॉथ है, वो टर्बिड होगा. टर्बिड, ठीक है. और जिसमें ग्रोथ नहीं होगा वो क्लियर होगा. अगर मेरे टेस्ट ट्यूब नंबर 9 और 10 में टर्बिडिटी अगर मुझे दिखता है, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ?
ग्रोथ हो गया सर.
बट मैंने तो यीस्ट डाला ही नहीं।
uh,
हाँ, मैंने यीस्ट तो डाला ही नहीं है, फिर भी अगर टर्बिडिटी आते हैं, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि समवेयर आई एम रॉन्ग इन हैंडलिंग द टेस्ट ट्यूब्स। एज आई टोल्ड यू, इट रिक्वायर्स स्किल, वो प्रैक्टिस से ही आएगा। बट जब आप हैंडल करते हो टेस्ट ट्यूब, तो अगर वो टेस्ट ट्यूब मैंने दो बर्नर के बीच में ठीक से नहीं रखा, तो क्या होगा? ऑब्वियसली हवा में जो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म है वो अंदर चले जाएंगे और ऑटोमेटिकली दे विल ग्रो एंड दे विल गिव द टर्बिडिटी, एंड दैट्स द रीजन व्हाई दीज कंट्रोल्स आर मेड। तो पहला कंट्रोल ऐसा है कि जिसमें सुक्रोज सॉल्यूशन है, दूसरे में नहीं है, तो यहाँ पर सिर्फ डाइल्यूएंट है 10%, सॉरी 10 ml, और दूसरे इसमें डाइल्यूएंट नहीं है लेकिन 80% सुक्रोज है। तो दोनों पॉसिबिलिटीज है यहाँ पर, दोनों पॉसिबिलिटीज है, विद सुक्रोज विदाउट सुक्रोज। तो आपको देखना है कि ये दोनों क्लियर है कि नहीं। अगर ये दोनों क्लियर है, आपका एक्सपेरिमेंट 90% सक्सेसफुल है। मैं तो बोलता हूँ 99% सक्सेसफुल है, क्योंकि आपने अच्छे से टेस्ट ट्यूब्स प्रिपेयर किए हैं। अगर इसमें क्लियर सोल्यूशन आता है, देर इज नो टर्बिडिटी, इट्स अ वेरी गुड साइन। ठीक है, बट हमको ये देखना है कि बाकी के टेस्ट ट्यूब में क्या होता है। सपोज मैंने 10% सुक्रोज में, यहां पर मैंने देखा कि देर इज अ ग्रोथ, ठीक है, 20% में देर इज अ ग्रोथ, 30% देर इज अ ग्रोथ, 40% देर इज नो ग्रोथ, ठीक है, नो ग्रोथ, एंड देयर आफ्टर देर इज नो ग्रोथ। व्हाट इज माई कंक्लूजन? मैं यहाँ पे लिख देता हूं ताकि आपको, देर इज अ ग्रोथ, ग्रोथ है इसका मतलब क्या है? टर्बिड है। यहां पर क्या होगा? यहां पर क्या होगा?
growth,
डाइल्यूएंट है, यहाँ पे डाइल्यूएंट है, और यहाँ पे यीस्ट ऐड किया है, ठीक है, लेकिन यहाँ पे सुक्रोज नहीं है, तो ग्रोथ होगा कि नहीं होगा?
होगा सर।
होगा
ऑब्वियसली
सर।
होगा, ठीक है ना। एंड दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई ये कंपेयर करने के लिए है कि अगर ग्रोथ है तो उसका मतलब क्या है? टर्बिड होगा। तो इसको और इसको कंपेयर करने के लिए रखा है। तो यहाँ पे देखिए, पहले 3 इसमें ग्रोथ है अप टू 30%, 40% ऑनवर्ड्स देयर इज नो ग्रोथ। सो व्हाट इज माय कंक्लूजन? यस, इट्स नॉट अ रॉकेट साइंस टू कंक्लूड।
तो वो मिनिमम उसका वो है
यस,
इनहिबिटर का।
इसका मतलब ये है कि मेरा काम 30% में हो रहा है, सॉरी 40% में हो रहा है। सो 40% सुक्रोज concentration is my MIC for the yeast, minimum inhibitory concentration. Suppose I get this for 30, suppose for 30 I get no growth, so my minimum inhibitory concentration is 30%. Suppose I get no growth in 30, no growth in 40, but if I get growth in 50 and 60, then what is my conclusion? See, you may get any kind of result. In research, we call no growth or no result is also a good result. Why? क्योंकि वो रिजल्ट ऐसा क्यों आया उसको एनालाइज करना चाहिए ना, उसके बाद ही पता चलेगा उसमें क्या कमी है, उसमें क्या ज्यादा है, वॉट एवर, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज रिसर्च। अभी मैंने आपके सामने कंडीशन रखा है 10% ग्रोथ, 20% ग्रोथ, 30% नो ग्रोथ, 40% नो ग्रोथ, but 50 and 60% there is a growth, and then further again 70-80 no growth. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ?
सर मतलब
हाँ।
उतना रहेगा, पहले 10-20 रहेगा तो वो भी हो जाएगा, बट 30-40 मीडियम रहेगा तो शायद नहीं होएगा, फिर थोड़ा और करेंगे तो हो जाएगा।
See, if I say MIC में अगर मेरा MIC 30% है तो इसका मतलब उसके आगे कॉन्सेंट्रेशन में ग्रोथ आना ही नहीं चाहिए ना।
यस
Then otherwise how it is this becomes my MIC? No. ये रिजल्ट का मतलब है मैंने यहाँ दोनों में कहीं तो गड़बड़ किया है, सिंपल है। और यहाँ पे तो 100% गड़बड़ है, क्योंकि ये कॉन्सेंट्रेशन पे 50 और 60% में ग्रोथ आना असंभव है, क्योंकि ये इतना ज्यादा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है। ठीक है, सो इससे
सर।
हमको पता चलता है कि बच्चे ने किधर क्या गड़बड़ किया है। इवन फ्रॉम दिस कंट्रोल ऑल्सो वी कम टू नो, कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि यीस्ट नहीं डाला है, यीस्ट फिर भी वहां पे ग्रोथ दिखता है बच्चे के टेस्ट ट्यूब में, तो इसका मतलब क्या है? एक्सपेरिमेंट करते वक्त आपका कुछ गड़बड़ हो चुका है। सो वी आर नॉट सेइंग कि द पर्सन शुड गेट 0 मार्क्स फॉर दैट, नो। इसमें देखिए देर आर सो मेनी फैक्टर्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल, so many factors are right from the preparation। देखो खाना खाने में 10 मिनट लगता है, लेकिन खाना बनाने के लिए, अच्छा खाना बनाने के लिए कम से कम 1-2 घंटा चाहिए, बराबर है। वैसे ही है यहाँ पर, माइक्रोबायोलॉजी एक्सपेरिमेंट करने के लिए आपको 5 मिनट में करना है, लेकिन उसके पहले जो प्रिपरेशन है, सर ने आपको बोला भी होगा 24 आवर्स बिफोर और मे बी मोर देन दैट द प्रिपरेशन हैज टू बी डन। ये सारे केमिकल्स आपको बना बनाए मिल जाते हैं, बट उनको बनाने के लिए बहुत समय लगता है। भले कोई भी बनाए, लेकिन वो बनाने के लिए समय लगता है, स्टरलाइजेशन के लिए समय लगता है। देयर आर सो मेनी फैक्टर्स, और माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म इज समथिंग विच कैन नॉट बी सीन। आपको दिख नहीं रहा है वो कहाँ से आ जाए, यू नेवर नो। और जहाँ पे 40 बच्चे काम करने वाले हैं, यू नेवर नो। सो इसके लिए वी डोंट गिव द मार्क्स अकॉर्डिंग टू कि ग्रोथ है या नहीं है। इतना सब कुछ होने के बावजूद भी अगर बच्चे को, जैसे मैंने बोला कि यीस्ट नहीं डाला है और ग्रोथ नहीं है, और 80% में यीस्ट डाला है फिर भी ग्रोथ नहीं है, ये देख के हम लोग खुश हो जाते हैं कि आया कैसे इतना, तो बहुत बढ़िया रिजल्ट आया। और अगर ये MIC वगैरह आ गया कि वही 30% पे MIC है और उसके आगे नो ग्रोथ, दैट इज एक्सेलेंट रिजल्ट। बट इम्पॉर्टेंट इज स्टूडेंट को जो रिजल्ट आया है वो ऑनेस्टली लिखना चाहिए और उसको इंटरप्रेट करना चाहिए। जैसे मैंने अभी आपको अलग अलग कंडीशंस दिए, आपको समझना चाहिए कि अगर मैं रॉन्ग हुआ हूं तो कहाँ पे हुआ। चलो ये रिजल्ट आया मुझे, लेकिन क्या ये रिजल्ट सही है या गलत है? और अगर गलत है तो क्या गलत है, क्यों गलत है, ये मुझे समझना चाहिए। उतना आ गया तो भी मोर देन इनफ, मोर देन इनफ। सो the whole purpose of doing this experiment, as we mentioned, to find out the minimum inhibitory concentration for the given preservative. After 2 days or 48 hours, all test tubes are observed for growth of yeast in test tubes, in those it was added. In all control test tubes, there will be no any growth of yeast. It shows that the experiment is done in aseptic condition. In remaining 8 test tubes with different grades of stock solution, 10 to 80%, the observations are supposed to do, as I told you, find out the highest grade of stock solution in which yeast growth is visible, and the lowest grade of stock solution in which yeast growth is not visible in the form of turbidity. जो turbidity है, अगर turbidity है तो ग्रोथ है, अगर turbidity नहीं है तो ग्रोथ नहीं है. That is what you have to conclude, and then from that you have to write the result.